Hey, everybody, welcome back. My name is Todd Ronan. I'm joined with Liz Cross, psychic remote viewer extraordinaire. Liz, how are you?
Great. Thank you. Better than Hollywood.
Hey, have you heard of Hollywood before? It's out in California.
Funnily enough, Ronan, I have.
It's been in the news lately. Have you ever been out there?
I have, but a very, very, very long time ago. I do a lot of readings and CTT sessions, though, for some Hollywood people. Some
I've been
big
out there
names,
in
some big,
decades.
yeah, some big names, some small. Doesn't matter. They all have troubled souls.
I bet the pictures I have look a lot different than Hollywood now, but I wonder if we can group the Hollywood studios as a whole, maybe ask them some questions about this SAG strike.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, will the SAG strike actors receive more money after this is all said and done?
So I've grabbed Hollywood studios as a whole. This is their own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, not mine, not Ronan's. Do you believe, as of right now, today's date, which is God knows whatever day it is, July 24th, 2023, do you believe that the strike is going well? No. What do you think? Is it going bad for you or bad for the people who are on strike? It's going bad for business. Okay. Do you believe that the actors and the writers and everybody in between, do you believe that they will be paid more? Eventually, yes.
So is it true that the big executives in the movie industry are making only $78,000 a year? Or is that just a talking point?
I think that's a day, isn't it?
$78,000 a day. Sorry, a year. I was thinking in human terms, not Hollywood terms.
Is it true that the executives they make more than that? They make more than $78,000 a day. These guys and girls are billionaires. Billionaires.
Are they still being paid or not? Or is their payment check on hold?
Are they still being paid? Yes, they're still being paid. They will always be paid.
Where's that money coming from?
Where does that money come from? The industry.
They haven't been a party to the strike, or they just want to make sure that the actors, they want to make sure that their producers come back when the strike is over?
They want them to come back. They do. So what we're probing is actually a corporate entity, I feel, that is behind the Hollywood studios. Okay, I feel like we're looking at a corporation or many corporations. Do you realize how valuable the people that are on strike are? Yes, they do. And they realize that there is no industry without them. So when you're asking questions about these executives, those executives are still being paid.
Will Hollywood as an industry collapse?
It is collapsing. I mean, it's not a matter of will it? It already is collapsing. And I feel like it's been collapsing for years. It is no longer what it once was. It is becoming more difficult to make money. Yet everybody wants to be paid at the level or even more than what they used to. So it's basically, this is about corporations versus Hollywood. And the corporations, you know what they're like. They always want to line their pockets first. And the worker bees are the last. And they're just looking to turn out or to line their pockets with lots and lots and lots of money. And it's becoming increasingly more difficult. And what they're also saying to me is, and that includes like reinvestment back into the industry to create more content.
Will the writers and actors be fired and left without a job? Do they feel like they could just replace them with someone and pay more people less, more affordably?
These people can be replaced. No, they know they cannot be replaced. It takes a long time to understand the industry, to know how to work around it, to deal with difficult personalities, to cope in many, many ways, to know how to cut corners and to know how to spend and increase spending. This is not something that you just walk in and you make a movie. There's a lot of things, inner workings to this that, us as the audience, we don't see. And it's about fair pay. Will these people lose their jobs? No, I don't believe they're going to lose their jobs. I believe they're going to try to retain them, but at what cost? I'm saying, they're going to have to promise some pay increases. Will it be what they asked for? I mean, some industries will get what they asked for, but most of them, no, it's only going to be a slight increase.
Yeah, I see that trickle down effect as well when we probe this with my remote viewing team. But what percentage are the actors making of the entire package? We have the A-list actors, we have the B-list actors, we have the producers, the directors, plus everyone else that's directly affected, from the staffing, from the food, from the lighting. So I just wondered if we could get a breakdown of how much of each of those wages will be impacted and increased when the SAG dust settles.
How much? So I feel like the employees are only paid a very small percentage of the takings. Very small. But don't forget, we've got this problem of the dying of the movie theater, right? So that's another issue. Who goes to the movie theaters anymore? Why? I don't know. I don't know anybody.
I built one in my house. It's better.
Right. I mean, so now they're trying to also cater to the dying of the cinema, the dying of the movies. Eventually, there will not be any movie theater cinemas anymore. So that's impacting the industry as well. They only get paid a very small percentage of what the intake is.
Will this have a carryover on Hollywood real estate prices, and will more of those houses sit this year?
It already is having a problem with real estate prices. And I feel like there is going to be a decrease in real estate and housing over the next several years in and around that area. They're easy targets, right? That's where a lot of the money is what I'm pulling. So, we already covered the whole mansion tax thing, which people always try to find ways around it. I understand that. But on the whole, Hollywood is being streamlined. They're going to cut the need for this many employees down over time. So are people going to get fired? No, but I feel like a lot of them will be out of work eventually in years down the line anyway, because they're wanting to streamline the process as much as possible. The money isn't there anymore like it used to be.
Is it because more of the money is going to the top, or there's just less money going into producing these types of productions that are normally in Hollywood?
Well, I feel like corporate greed is a bad problem in Hollywood. And the industry as a whole, they're not going to take that, right? They fought for their rights. They fought for fair working conditions. The problem is, so the industry, the corporate versus the industry, corporations will just find ways to do without some of the jobs. And what they're saying is we can just go more animation and get rid of most of you entirely. So costumers, set design, like you said, lighting, sound, all of that. Cameramen.
There's a new Black Mirror episode called Everybody Hates Joan, where it's CGI based. And that's where I think the fear is that media and multimedia is going towards. Is that a direction that you see things heading?
Eventually, yes. That you can just create shows using very, very good animation to make it look real. And you can just do away with all of this.
How far out do you see that being?
50, 60 years.
There's still time for most of us.
This is why the strike is important, because they're trying to, if they work now to preserve what it is now, they can save the industry for the future, because the animation is going to be so good in future, you won't be able to tell the difference between real and fake anymore. I mean, we've already seen that in some films where they're bringing back actors that are deceased and they're inserting them into movies and they look real. They're going to perfect that. And so the industry as a whole will be streamlined. You're only going to need those that really put together the animation aspect. That's where we're going. That goes for soaps. That goes for, and I'm like, what about game shows, right? Game shows will still remain the same. So that's good. But what about, dramas and documentaries? Documentaries will still remain the same. But as far as like creating series, dramas, things like that, no, a lot of that can be just done in the future with animation. Very good, lifelike animation.
That's where I see it heading as well. Thank you so much, everybody. If you have a probe suggestion, please go to www.psychiclizcross.com and submit it. Add like 10 or 15 questions there and try and find some things that would have wide appeal or something that you're really curious about. And if you'd like a reading with Liz Cross, hopefully that'll open up soon. Liz, any parting thoughts for the folks out there?
Yes, the calendar will open on August the 1st. And, I can't promise how long that's going to be open. Last time.
That's exciting. Next week, folks.
Last time it was closed and sold out in 4 hours. So I appreciate everybody out there that wants to have a reading with me. It will open August 1st. I would say grab one while you can. It will probably sell out. Psychically, I'm anticipating less than 4 hours. So
Black Friday with Liz coming up the beginning of next month. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
That's so funny.
See you next time.
That's funny.